So today is day 14, officially 2 weeks of my postdoc, and I've been getting some pretty good questions messaged to me. And instead of replying back, I figured I would make a video because I've had a few of them that was the same question from different people. So just gonna put it out there for everyone because they're pretty good questions, and they're questions that I was even wondering before I got into all of this. So before I get into that, really quick, like I said, day 14, I think I might have been pushing myself too much because I'm very tired and I'm very sore, and I've been trying to eliminate having to take pain meds or even Tylenol or anything. So I've been spacing them out quite a bit, and it between all of the pushing that I've been doing, and I'm tired and I'm hurting and it sucks. And so today I've just kind of been trying to take it easy, not been working, but we'll see if that changes in the next few days. The point is, I don't know if it's because of how far out I am or what I've been doing or what, but I'm pretty tired. I'm pretty sore. I'm pretty ran down. Today's kind of kicking me, but to get to the questions, um, I had someone ask me about the implants. First off, let me start out by saying I have what's called silicone gummy implants. So it means that they are basically, if you melted down some kind of goo and then let it harden just a little bit to where it's pliable, but at the same time would run out your hand. Yeah, sounds gross, but that's general concept. And then you put it in a really hard plastic and wrapped it up so you could hold it in your hand and just kind of move it around. And you're like, oh, that's different. Yeah, that's what we're working with, and that's what I have. So I was asked, do you feel them slosh around? Do you feel them move? Do they feel normal? Do they feel natural? Do they look natural? I do not feel them move. I had them placed under the muscle. I don't even know if they put them above the muscle anymore, but I had them placed under the muscle, and it's in a pocket that is formed under there to kind of hold everything in place. So no, I don't feel it move. I don't feel it slosh. I don't feel it at all. They asked, does it feel like physically feel natural and feel normal? No. I mean, you can tell that you had work done. When I don't have a shirt on, I've got two massive boulders I got to keep out of my throat right now. I'm swollen. No, you can definitely tell that I've had work done. Do they look natural? Well, I mean, they're going to be as natural as they can look when you've had two boulders put in your chest. I mean, you know what someone looks like whenever they have had work done. Now, when I have clothes on, like normal clothes, you can't tell, obviously. When I have just a bra on or something like that, it's just like anything else, you can tell. Do they feel natural? No, they feel swollen right now, and they feel hard as rocks. Hence the reason I called them my boulders. And they're heavy because I'm not used to having that. But, I mean, they're like hard right now. That'll eventually, loosen up and relax and everything else. With that being said, there is another type. You can always have saline implants, which I've been told, because I did consider getting them, but I was told that I would be better fitted for silicone. Saline implants are more geared towards women that have extreme differences in unevenness on each side, because you can't order the silicone different sizes. You can, they come in a pair. Obviously, they open the pack. It's all one size. And they can, of course, make you one size first. But if you're wanting to kind of work with what you have and kind of even it out, you're going to need different sizes, obviously. Like if you are a B on one side and a double D on the other side, you can't put the same size in. But a silicone implant, they put the implant in and then they fill it once it's inside so that they can adjust how much is in each side to make it look more natural. I didn't need that, so I got silicone, not the saline. Did I say saline? Saline you put in, fill up, in case I mix that up. Saline you can put in there and then they fill up to the size that they need it. Silicone comes pre-ordered. It's what size you get is what you order. That's what you put in. You can't change it. Anyways, I was also asked to explain my scar and kind of how it is and how it works. What I had done was I had to have a reduction first because I had 2 kids and I lost over 100 pounds. I was knocking them bitches around with my knees. I mean, for real. I wore it well because I knew how to maintain the appearance I wanted. But at the end of the day, when I was in the buff about to take a shower, let me tell you, I didn't need soccer balls. I had them hanging. So I had to have a reduction first. Once I had the reduction, then I was able to go in and have the entire augmentation, the implant put in. So what that means is they basically cut off the bottom half, the whole lower half of the boob, and did a suture down the center and then just pulled it together. And they cut out the nipple and just moved it up to where it needed to be and placed all that together. So my scar is what's called an anchor scar. So it goes around the bottom and then up to the nipple and then surrounds the nipple. And that's an anchor scar. Yes, it is sensitive. Yes, it hurts. Yes, there is a chance it can pop open and cause problems, but these are all complications that you could have with any sort of sutures or surgeries or anything. So to answer your question that was specifically asked, the scar does not go from like top of chest down to bottom and then across type thing. It ends in a basic anchor scarring. If you're more curious about it than what I've explained, you can always look it up. It's called an anchor scar for a breast augmentation. Type it in anywhere and it'll give you an example of it. Also, I've been asked about the belly button. They want to know, do they remove the belly button and like hand it to you kind of thing, or how do they put in a new one? You know, I get it, but whoa. Belly buttons, after you're born and it heals your umbilical cord, I mean, like, a belly button's useless. The only reason we have belly buttons was because it was attached to an umbilical cord, which is what gave you your substance when using the belly. So after that's cut, you don't technically need it. However, you do still have the opening where the inside of the belly button was formed. So what they do is whenever they pull that skin down to attach it, they cut a hole in the skin where it would line up with that hole, and they just attach the inner skin of your belly button to the outer hole that they just created. So they technically are creating and giving you a belly button. That's all that means, is that they're just cutting it off and cutting off the skin and then reattaching the skin that's already in the belly button to the skin that's on the outside of the hole that they just cut in your belly. That's all a belly button is. So that's how that one works. I was asked a couple of other questions. I can't remember them right now, unfortunately. But if anyone else has any more questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. I don't have to do it in video form. I can just message you back. It's perfectly fine. If you have a whole slew of questions, just like put them out there at once and I'll try to attack them. Also, anyone that has been seeing any of the other updates or any of the other videos, I have the think my last video actually, I was able to show a part of the anchor scar just to give you an idea of what that's going to look like. That was another question. I have to go back and have a revision done on my stomach. All that means is I think I explained it in the last video as well. They're just going to cut a little bit off around the scar itself, around where I actually have the incision around my belly, and then they just reattach that skin and make it more smooth kind of deal. I will have to have that. So anyone that sees the scarring or sees the incision points or anything like that, that's not how it's going to look towards the end. Once I'm finally done with it, I'll go back in about 6 months, I think. I have to talk to them at some point today or tomorrow and find out, and then I'll have that fixed. So that's no big deal. Anyways, day 14, tired, trying to get through the day without falling asleep, basically. Anyone has any more questions, let me know. Comment, share, I don't care. It's all good. But I'll see you guys in a few days and update you again.